Hey, this is Phil. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for clicking on this link. Even though you probably know what it's about, yes, I'm trying to raise money for a charity, but please don't go. I know everybody's asking for money nowadays, and this is the first time I've ever done this. So I implore you, just listen to me, hear me out, because you might find out that it's a really cool cause and something you might just want to give just a little bit to, just a little bit. But in the process, in order to get this done, I also have to run a half marathon. I've never done that before. This is the first time. My goal for the half marathon is to basically make it through without stopping. I don't know how I'm going to do. I've only been running, well, getting back in shape for a couple months now, so I've got a long way to go, but we'll see what happens. The charity I'm raising money for is called the Coastal Center for Developmental Services. They're an incredible organization. They've been around for a very long time. They're a non-profit, and there's a division underneath them called Supported Employment, and that's who I kind of want to focus on because I have some neat ties to that. What Supported Employment is, and I'm going really fast here just so I don't lose anybody, so bear with me. What Supported Employment is it's an organization that gives individuals who are mentally or physically challenged an opportunity to basically live normal lives. We take for granted every day all our normal faculties and the fact that we have a job and that we can go to work every day, come home, and have that sense of accomplishment. Well, for individuals like this, it's something that's very hard to come by. And so what this does is it gives them a tutor or a coach and helps them find jobs and basically train them every single day on a daily basis to accomplish their job. And what this does is it gives them incredible self-esteem and a incredible sense of accomplishment that normally they would never have. So it's really neat, and it's incredible and heartwarming to hear these individuals and hear how much it affects them and just how happy they can be by living normal lives. It's a really, really neat organization. My tie to this is the fact that 21 years ago I created a video for this organization as part of my senior thesis project for when I was graduating from SCAD, who I now work for. But it was just really neat. I thought it was a cool organization at the time, and so I made this documentary for them, and it explains what the organization is about. So I'm going to play the video here in just a few seconds, and so just so you can see it, please bear in mind that this was created 21 years ago, and so it's pretty dated, and it was taken from VHS, so it's really bad quality, but it really explains what the organization is about, and mainly it showcases two individuals, Jamesette and Keith, who are really incredible people, and who to this day are still involved in the organization and who are reaping incredible benefits from it, and whose lives have been incredibly impacted by it. So so watch it for that, and let me know what you think. Real quick before I go into it, if you click on this donate button up here, it goes to a link that showcases all of the runners that are running for the Coastal Center for Developmental Services. And if you scroll down, you'll eventually see my big bald head. You can click on that, and it'll take you to a PayPal site, and you can pay via PayPal or Visa, I think. And it can be $5, $2, $1, $10, $25, whatever your heart desires. The more the merrier. Whatever your heart, just wait till after you watch the video, and if you feel compelled, please click on it and help out this incredible organization and help me out, help them. So, and my goal is $500 if I didn't say that. So we've got a lot of runners, so they're hoping to raise a lot of money for it. So watch the video, let me know what you think. Oh, and there's also on here, there's a little info tab. If you click on that, you can find more detailed information on their website about supported employment. So so let me know what you think, and here's the video.
Supported Employment is a program for severely disabled people that was started at the Chatham Association Center 3 years ago, April the 1st. And it was a result of a lot of work that the federal government had done over the years with trying to find programs to integrate severely disabled people into the community. And a lot of programs that were tried did not work before for various reasons, and most of the time it was due to the fact that the individuals with the impairment did not have enough support. And so they often would lose their job within the first few months of employment because it requires more training. So the federal government in the early 70s started piloting programs throughout the nation, and it filtered, and it worked, and Georgia started it 3 years ago. And when we first started the program, we really didn't have any guidelines. All we knew was that studies showed that we could take people with severe disabilities, and with a lot of support, we could put them to work in the community. So that's what we started doing. We went out and we developed jobs with local employers. We took our individuals and a staff person, and that's called job coaching, and that's the main focus of supportive employment, is that an individual actually goes on the job with the person with the disability and works side by side with them, learning the job. And what this does is it relieves the employer from having to take the additional time, and instead of offering the employers a subsidy, which other programs have done, we actually take the funds that the state of Georgia gives us and pays the staff person to go and train them. The other part of supportive employment is that the support never ends. It goes on indefinitely. Once we take someone into our program, they're always in our program unless they choose not to be. And we go back and we do follow-up with the employer. We do any case management that's required. Oftentimes it means changing people's jobs because of one reason or another. It could be something that they've done on their job, or simply their job has run out. Or it may be, and in a lot of cases, it's just simply that they have increased their abilities, and we try to find them better jobs. And that's really the basis of supportive employment. It's intense support, and it's trying to end individuals, especially with developmental disabilities, only working in segregated centers, which was the best we had a few years ago, but now we have other options to offer them. We have 2 people that we placed over at Rivers Inn Restaurant, and that's just been a wonderful place for our folks to work. We've had a number of people working over there at different times, but I want to talk about 2 of them right now. One is Jamesetta. Jamesetta is just a tiny little person, and she's dynamite. She came to our center and only stayed here for a short period of time because it was obvious she didn't need to be here. She had worked jobs in the community through the school system, and it was obvious that she needed a job in the community because she would do well at it. So we weren't sure if she could wash dishes because you have to lift heavy things and all, but she said she wanted to try. So we developed the job over at Rivers Inn.
I do the ice, and I do the set up the bar and wash my dishes and stuff like that.
I don't think they were so sure whether she could do it or not. But our job coach went over there with her, and they started working. And her immediate supervisor, Miss Smith, is just a jewel. And she has taken Jamesetta under her wing. Jamesetta can whip out those dishes. She knows how to do her job. But the important part of what's going on over there is it's like a family now. Jamesetta goes on outings with them. Jamesetta had a birthday not too long ago, and they were so excited at Rivers Inn. They called us. They wanted us to come over because they wanted our input as to what to get her for her birthday, because they wanted to get her a little computer. They were trying to teach her to read. And so when she's not busy, the staff over there, and all of them are involved, Mr. Strickland, Mr. Kelly, everyone is involved.
She worked out real well in working with her hands and being very thorough in what she did. She's a very dependable employee.
They've really just adopted her, and that's her home now. I don't know that any situation is really going to change that if Jamesetta continues the way she is. I think she really has found a home. And this is a young lady that's been a foster child all her life, just about. She has not had a warm environment with family to grow up in, and so she's a feisty little thing, but she's done real well.
She can now catch the bus to and from work, and she can do some shopping by herself. And it's just a matter of teaching her now to pay for her own items rather than to have somebody else take her money and pay for it. She can do a lot for herself, but counting and reading and such as that. It's the stage we are at now. And eventually I think she can be functional on her own.
Keith is the other guy that works at Rivers Inn, and he is quite a character. Keith is real self-motivated to improve himself. He's going to tutoring classes for reading. He's real involved in his church, and he goes to aerobics classes.
I've taken math and reading, working on my math, and the reason I went back because I had wanted to join, military and travel to see different world. But you got to be able to read well enough and do math well enough, to take that military test.
Keith comes to us nightly to work on basic skills in reading, writing, and basic math. Now, he's done very well since he's been with us. His skills have improved a great deal. He's increased his vocabulary tremendously, and I think as a result of coming here, he has improved his self-concept.
Prior to his job at Rivers Inn, Keith didn't do real well with holding jobs, and he had been involved with a couple of other agencies before us. And he had worked here a long time ago, but it had been quite some time. But anyway, he was referred back to us to see if we could help him find a job, and we placed him over at Rivers Inn, and he does the maintenance part.
He worked out real well. It took about 3 to 4 months for him to adjust to the type of work that we wanted him involved in. Through the job training, through a counselor that was with him every single day, he was able to work real hard and able to take on the responsibilities himself without having a coach with him. But of course it took about 3 months. Now he has come a long ways in his accomplishments. He's able to do projects on his own every day. He sets up different goals that he wants to reach by the end of the week, and all of those goals are reached. His attitude is wonderful. He's never missed one day of work. Very conscientious employee.
Keith has now come to us and talked about how he wants to get his own apartment and just continue bettering himself. And it's just worked beautifully.
I wish that we were able to find more and fit more of this group of people in our restaurant environment. They work out wonderful, fantastic attitudes, and also a very inspiration not only to me, but to all the employees, where we a lot of times take for granted in how much a job means to each individual.
She fusses about the job like most of us do when she get angry, but I think she enjoyed the work.
I feel like I do everything. I feel good.
I feel like I'm doing okay. They like the work, and Strickland feel like I do a good job, and I try my best to do a good job.
It just works. It just works, and we wouldn't change it for anything.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said earlier, Jamesette and Keith to this day are still involved in the organization. In fact, if you go to that list, to the donate tab on here, you will see on the list of runners, Jamesette, and that's her. That's her who is featured in the video, and I didn't even know that until a couple days ago. So I thought that was really, really cool. But so please, I implore you, give whatever your heart desires, and help out this incredible organization. And thank you very much for listening and for watching this and for hanging in there with me. And I'll let you know how everything's going. Take care now. Bye.